We'll start in about a couple minutes. We'll just wait for everyone to come in.
Sure.
Oh, I can see the bear. I can see the bear.
All right. Welcome everyone to our college application info session. My name is Yashvi and I'm the moderator for today's event. I'd like to start by introducing our organization, MATA. MATA is a nonprofit dedicated to encouraging youth and empowering them through education and community involvement. We strongly encourage youth volunteers and have organized many events this year, including conventions and youth-led initiatives. Over the past 6 months, MATA has offered courses on cloud computing, various technologies and software, including AI, as well as SAT and ACT preparation. In addition to today's sessions, we will also have more sessions about college planning and exploring different career options in the future. Special thanks to MATA for providing all these opportunities and making this event possible. Now, I'd like to introduce our presenters. Also, I'd like to give the founder and president of MATA a chance to speak, if you'd like to.
Srinivas Garu is not here, Nana. So what I will do is I'll just introduce and on behalf of him and also on behalf of the entire MATA team, I'll just say a few words and we can start, okay? So the MATA runs on 3 core principles. One is Seva, Samskriti and Samanatvam, which is service oriented, and we do bring the cultural awareness and tradition to the Indian community. Plus number 3 is we work on the diversity to make sure multiple communities are given the equal opportunity. And number 4 is we do encourage a lot of programs like this, and we encourage the women community, youth community, and also the senior citizens communities, right? So we kind of bring most of the programs around that. And as yes, we mentioned, so we have done a lot of programs, and we have conducted the trainings for SAP. So we conducted the trainings for the college programs, AWS training. There are a lot of things we have done. And if you want to get all those details, please visit www.mata-us.org, and you will find a lot of information there. With that, thank you, Pavani Garu, to bringing this program to our table, MATA table. And thanks for all the presenters again. So I think you will share valuable information. Thank you very much. Yashvi, back to you, Nana. And we have a couple of BODs on the call, and also Vijay is our national coordinator, and Sridhar Gudala is also one of the BOD. So give us 1 minute for them. Vijay, you want to talk, and Sridhar can address the audience quickly, very quickly, because it's only. Give me 1 second. Let me mute all. Okay, good. So, Sridhar Garu and Vijay. Vijay, can you start with 2 seconds? You just address the audience and we can start because it's only half an hour.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone, welcome. And this is a good session, SSV. So go ahead. And already Kiran said, so we always encourage youth and this kind of sessions going forward always. So please continue. Thank you.
Okay. Sridhar Garu.
Good evening, everyone. As Kiran Gaur and Vijay is saying, we did many youth programs, and we many youth events are on the way. Please keep in touch, and all the best with the college application. Thank you.
Yeah, and Pavani Garu is also one of the board of director, and she leads the chapter. So thanks you, Pavani Garu, and Yashashwini, back to you. Yashvi, sorry, not Yashashwini. Yashvi, back to you.
So you're good. Okay. Now I'd like to introduce our presenters. We are thrilled to have Sabita and Aparna from A1 College Advisor, a dynamic mother-daughter duo with us today. They specialize in guiding both kids and parents through the complex process of school and college admissions. Their expertise and personal experience will be invaluable to us as we navigate this journey together. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll do our best to address them during the presentation or after the presentation is over. Thank you all for joining us, and now let's hand it over to Aparna and Sabita Aunty.
Thank you, Ashvi, for the introduction. And thank you so much, Mata, for giving us the opportunity tonight to share with you the A1 College Advising, which is a boutique firm focusing on helping the parents and students to navigate through the college admission process in US. Good evening, everyone. I am Sabita Natarajan. I am the founder of the A1 College Consulting. Before we dive into the presentation today, I don't know how many of you are going through with your own kid for the first time, the college admission process. Before going there through the process, just wanted to give you some factoids. How many of you know what is the acceptance rate for the top 10 college universities in US? Do you know what is the difference between an early decision and early action? Because there are a lot of buzzwords in the college admission. If you come across later in the game, it would be too late to understand all these acronyms and what is the difference, and whether you're planning to go one way or the other, how to choose between all these different paths that are available in the college admission process. Is FAFSA mandatory? Do you know the difference between a FAFSA and a CSS? What does CSS mean? A college scholarship service. So there are a lot of acronyms that come, that college as well as your high school counselors throw at you at the last minute to understand what it means and whether, how you can help your student go through, understand this, and also able to guide your students through the application process. We understand the importance of education in the Indian families. I cannot stress enough how in all the Indian households, all the parents will be like, work hard, get good grades, and you will be doing fine getting a good admission into a great university or in the top 10 universities. You have nurtured your child's academic excellence, instilled strong values, and are dreaming of a prestigious future. As parents of Indian descent like me, navigating the college admission can be very, very daunting. As many of you in US, we have several hundreds of colleges and even multiplied by the number of majors. So there are a lot of combinations and permutations to choose from. There are several ratings available on these colleges. Each have their own unique application process. So now as your student consider all these universities, you may feel a sense of unfamiliarity, where to start, how early to start, and how to navigate through all these different paths and choices that are available in front of you. Even though your student's high school provides college counseling and you can get advice from families and friends, not all of them are personalized to suit your students' needs. So this presentation that we are going to give in the next 20 minutes will provide you a brief overview on a holistic college admission process and how we can offer our personalized services to help your students navigate through the process successfully for an optimal outcome, both for you as well as for your student. So I'm going to hand it over to my daughter, Aparna, who can walk through the holistic approach of the college admission.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Aparna. I'm a rising junior as a part of the UIC GPPA program, which is a direct med program. So I'll be talking a little bit about the holistic approach. I went through college applications not too long ago, just about 3 years ago, I want to say. And there's a lot of factors to consider when deciding what is important when you apply to college application and what colleges look at in general. So first and foremost, your GPA is of utmost importance. GPA, if you don't know, is your grade point average. It basically turns your A through F scale into a numerical rating. And this is obviously of importance because it allows colleges to compare you against other candidates. Next is standardized testing. A lot of schools in the past few years have gone to optional standardized testing. However, if you look at the trends, a lot of schools are starting to bring them back as a metric of comparison. While you may decide to forego standardized testing, it's still required in a variety of places, such as in guaranteed med programs like my own, as well as other competitive colleges. Next is compelling essays. Essays are a way for you to tell colleges your story and truly stand out amongst the crowd. By using your voice to share your experiences, you're able to showcase not only what you've done throughout high school, but also showcase what you bring to the college community, which admissions counselors are always looking for. And lastly, your extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities is a really broad umbrella. This can encompass things like volunteering, clubs at school, outside organizations like MATA if you volunteered with them, and a variety of other things. Extracurriculars are a way for you to show your leadership, but also, again, showcase what you bring to the college community. So these are all things that are under your control that you are able to work towards throughout your high school journey to try and craft a great application and a great story that relates to you and do things that you like. And these are the ways that you can showcase why you're a great candidate to one specific school. And then this is just a cute little graphic to show you that variety of different things that colleges consider. Other attributes to consider: a college list. So a lot of times everyone wants to apply to just the top 20 schools. I'm going to get in, it's going to be okay. But realistically, that's not the case. You want to have a well-rounded list of safety, target, and reach schools to make sure that you're getting the most optimal outcome for what you want to do post-college. And lastly, financial aid. College is only getting more and more expensive. Tuition rates and cost of attendance fees are continuing to increase. So looking at a lot of financial aid options, whether it be local scholarships or national scholarships, or even merit or need-based aid from schools, can be something to consider. You're muted.
Sorry, thank you. So with that, I would like to pivot to my personal journey and give a glimpse of what made me start this college advising program. I have personally navigated this college admission myself with both my kids. And even between them, they are so different in their college path, what colleges they wanted to choose, as well as what they wanted to pursue. During this time, with my first daughter, I learned a great deal about the complexities of the system. I felt overwhelmed and unsure of the best steps to take, even though everyone told me at that time to rely on the college counselor. Is college counselor is going to look for the best for my daughter, or is she going to look for in the school, high school, for all the kids in general? So you may not know that she is going to personalize, tailor her attention to what my daughter needed at that time. So I relied heavily on my friends and advisors for guidance. Then I quickly realized that one size doesn't, fits all approach does not going to work for me. Every child is unique with their own strength, interest, and academic goals. So one of the biggest challenges I faced was getting my children to share their thoughts and experiences in their college essay and get their voices come through, so that when the college admission team reads the essay, they can clearly understand what my daughter is bringing to the table and how it is going to favor or doesn't favor the college and get the admission that she is seeking. This can be particularly a stressful point in the process for both students and parents. You have provided 12 years of education and put in all the hard work towards all these activities, extracurricular activities, and essays, and the GPA and standardized tests. Yet, if you cannot wrap everything together and put a bow on the top, it is not going to be compelling to get the admission that you're looking for. So coming to the financial burden, every year the college tuition fees is increasing as well. I cannot mention anything about the boarding fee and other fees that you need to think about the whole financial package. However, on the positive side, with my first daughter, I was able to discover a wealth of scholarship and financial aid programs that significantly reduce the burden of college for my children. By the time my second daughter went through the college admission process, I was able to gain valuable experience that allowed me to guide them more effectively. These experiences is what fueled me to start this Avon College advising, and it really reduces the stress as a parent and the child to go through with somebody else who is a third party, who makes your children accountable and able to track and make this college admission process enjoyable. So like many of you, I will go through the next slide. So with this, right, planning makes perfect. So you have to start very early in order to make this college admission less stressful. So I will let Aparna talk about how she planned throughout the high school in order to get where she is.
So, like my mom said, planning starts early. So freshman year is really setting the basis for a lot of things, such as your GPA, starting to explore extracurricular activities and interests, and starting to look at what you're really interested in and exploring that. Freshman year is when you want to make sure your GPA stays strong and you're starting to take basic classes, but it's also the time where I encourage people to explore what they're interested in. You have so much time during your freshman year to try a variety of activities, volunteer, and do things to really figure out where your passion lies. And that leads to sophomore year, where you have to continue to maintain a good GPA. But in this way, you can figure out if you're starting with 10 clubs your freshman year, maybe you're like, okay, I like 5, I don't like the other 5. Let me cut out the 5 that I don't like and really focus on the 5 that really pique my interest and gain leadership roles and participate in competitions. And this way, you can deepen your involvement in extracurricular activities while continuing to hold a strong academic performance. And then this leads to your junior year, where you'll take your ACT and SAT, or either or neither. And then you'll start looking at your college list based on your interest in your extracurriculars. What type of themes do you like? Do you like government, medicine, engineering? These are all different options and different majors that will help guide what your college list looks like. And then between your junior year and your senior year, you'll start writing your college essays, which ultimately will lead to your senior year of college applications and scholarship applications, and finally making your college decision.
So how we can help is the last one. It's not about like we are looking for, if you look at how much, effort that you have paid for all these years, we are looking for putting that final bow on the top to make sure that your students' entire accomplishments is reflected either in the college essays as well as in the interviews. So we are offering a range of services designed to support your child throughout this application journey, right from listing, doing the research and getting the final list of the college, how many colleges to apply, what kind of colleges you need to apply based on your students' interest, as well as your other attributes that contributes towards a college admission. And we offer another service to review your child's college application, ensuring all the materials are well written, error-free, and meeting specific college requirements. Essay, I cannot stress enough on the essay. Crafting compelling essays, like Aparna mentioned, is often one of the most challenging part of the application process. Our team will work with your child to brainstorm essay topics, develop a strong narrative, and refine the writing skills. Our teams help students develop compelling essays that showcase their unique voice and accomplishments. If for some of the programs, they have interviews, so we help with the interview preparation, doing some mock interviews, and making sure your child feels confident and articulate their strength and answer the questions in an eloquent way. And finally, we offer the financial aid guidance. And in case if they are applying for scholarships or financial aid, we help in applying for those as well, making sure all that information is complete and depending on the timeline, because some of the scholarships start as early as a junior year. And finally, once you get all the college decisions, we help you making sure that you are making the best decision to make sure that your child's dream is coming true, as well as it meets what your child is looking for. So we offer a variety of services, and we wanted to make sure that you start early and able to plan and leverage all these services, or depending on any or all of the services, to get the best outcome possible. I would like to thank Mata and Pavani and the team for reaching out and giving us an opportunity to talk to you on this forum. But I would like to open up for any questions before I close out.
I think no one is asking questions, sir. So let me ask that question. I think someone else has pinged me that question privately. What they're asking is like how SAT scores are important.
How SAT scores are important. Because every school has their own different kind of program, and there is a, there's an IAB program, and there are certain schools which offer AP classes. There are certain schools which are more magnet programs. So SAT or ACT is one of the leveling ground to tell like, hey, in addition to your school grades, you can still be, a better candidate by showcasing a better score in your SAT or ACT. It is not kind of mandatory after post-COVID. They are not that important in, some schools, doesn't look at the scores, but having those scores in addition to your unweighted GPA and your school grades, it really helps you to go further. So I would like to stress, even though some schools doesn't look for the SAT or ACT, it's still, we wanted to put your best effort and able to get a best score possible in SAT. SAT or ACT, it depends. Some kids prefer SAT and some kids prefer ACT. Whatever they are best good at, I highly recommend you to take one of them each to understand, at least a sample to understand which one you're good at and able to pursue that further. Aparna, do you want to add anything?
No, I think SAT is important, but I will say, like programs like mine, like require you to have an ACT or SAT, even though some schools have gone test optional. And specifically, like BSMD programs, like will have a cutoff, like whether it be like a 34 or like a 1500.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Yashvi.
So I think I'm not in high school anymore, but a question that I always ended up having is like, what kind of classes am I supposed to take? And like, what should my course load be all 4 years of high school?
That's a great question, Yashvi. Because everyone thinks like, oh, what happens if I take all AP exams? If I don't take AP, does it mean that I cannot consider, top universities? So it really depends on what you're passionate about and what classes are available in your high school and beyond, and how you're challenging yourself and able to make progress. So it is not like one size fits all. Just because somebody else did some AP, in calculus, BC, doesn't mean that you have to go to the same path and take that class in order to get to the same college. But it is, you have to build based on what you wanted to do and how you're slowly challenging yourself in a higher level classes to show that you are able to make progress within high school as well as explore other things, because high school is a great place to explore your interest, to even understand what it means to be a engineering or what it means to become a data scientist. So there are various classes, exploratory level, it's available in high school. So I highly recommend you to take some of those classes if you have some interest, to understand whether that is the path you wanted to choose when you go to high school, as well as you have to keep increasing your, the challenge classes by taking more challenges so that they know that you are somewhat a risk taker and able to challenge yourself. You're not in the sweet spot and taking a less than what you're capable of and getting an A in that. Does that answer your question, Yashvi?
Great. Does anyone have any more questions? Otherwise, I would like to give the founder and president of MATA, Srinivas Garu, a moment to say a few words before we close out.
Yeah, before that, there are in this slide, I have the link, as well as I will send out the flyer for our college advising. It is not College Advisor because there is another firm that's called A1 College Advisor. So it is A1collegeadvising.com. I have my phone number and email in here. So if you have any questions and if you want to use our services, please reach out to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think I joined a little late, but I see a lot of valuable guidance and information has been provided to all the participants. Thank you, Pavani and team, for organizing an event like this. And I think this is a very brief conversation or brief information for the aspirants who are looking to take the college admissions. So it's a very good. Thank you so much for all the speakers who took a time and help us and guide us in this particular area. Thank you so much. Thank you all the leadership who presented here. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Pavani.
And again, for more information, please visit a1collegeadvising.com. And if you have any individual questions, feel free to reach out to sabita.r@hotmail.com. But yeah, thank you everyone and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.